Really? How am I supposed to take it?
You're a natural.
You actually, let me tell you something. Little story about me. I always knew that I'm going to be a model.
Okay.
They always flattered me with the thought that I can actually do it. Until I met models in life and I was like, you know what? Hold it right there.
But I see that they were onto something.
And I am actually going to ask you what is the criteria, perhaps. It's not too late.
We'll talk about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Miss Universe Kenya 2024 is our guest tonight on Her Say. I can't wait to hear her story. I can't wait to get to know what she is like. You know, I just want to understand what she is going to do for the country. She has represented herself right here in the country 2024 and of course is set to represent the country, you know, at that global stage. What does it feel like?
It's honestly amazing. For me, I was actually saying that my name is no longer Irene Ngendo, my name is Kenya. I'm representing our country.
This is our brand, so we have to support her. But at the same time, we have to give her the pressure, right? Because, man, she must bring that cap home.
Yes.
And so as we're looking forward to that conversation, Irene, it's a pleasure to have you. And of course, shortly I'll be talking to you. But at least for now, we must tell the people what is happening in the world of news.
So.
Do you want to give it a shot?
Get to that. I'll stick to modeling, stick to the runway.
All right, so let's stick to the runway. I am not going to do that, but I am looking forward to learn some bits. Here are the highlights.
Tonight, the Ministry of Health has confirmed the fourth case of monkeypox disease from a truck driver who was traveling from Mombasa to Rwanda. Health Principal Secretary Mary Muthoni says that the patient fell ill on August the 28th while passing through the Kikopey area in Gilgil. And Head of Public Service Felix Kus says that the strike by secondary school teachers organized by KUPPET is not constitutionally protected and has urged all participating teachers to return to work immediately.
To stay the strike, go back to class and sort out the outstanding issues.
Also tonight, President William Ruto has said that he has agreed with former Prime Minister Raila Odinga to shun politics that divide the country. The president was in his fourth and last day of touring the Nyanza region.
Haki ya Mungu, nyinyi mmenitesa sana. Nyinyi watu wa Kondele nyinyi. Sikizeni. Mukiendelea kunitesa, nitawashtaki kwa baba.
My name is Linda Alela, sign language interpreter. On the other end is Catherine Simaloi. Lots lined up for you, matters, health, and so much more. And this is where TV47 Weekend Edition begins right away. Later on, we'll be getting to that conversation with Miss Universe Kenya, Irene Ngendo. But for now, we go straight to it. And the Ministry of Health has confirmed a fourth case of monkeypox that is detected or was detected in Gilgil, Nakuru County. Health Principal Secretary, that is Mary Muthoni, has reassured Kenyans not to panic, emphasizing that the government is well prepared to handle any outbreaks of the disease. And as Ruga Ival now reports, this assurance has been further supported by the Rakanithi Governor Muthomi Njuki, who has called for an urgent meeting with the Council of Governors that is to strategize on managing the rising number of monkeypox cases across Kenya.
The country is on high alert following the Ministry of Health's recent announcement of the fourth confirmed case of monkeypox. The update was delivered by Mary Muthoni, Principal Secretary of the Ministry of Health, around 12 noon. The case involves a driver who was en route from Mombasa to Rwanda and was found in the Gilgil area of Nakuru County. According to reports, on the 28th of August, while in Kikopey, the driver began experiencing symptoms and promptly sought medical care. Gilgil Sub-County Rapid Response Team swiftly intervened, placing him in quarantine for thorough testing and evaluation. In response to this eventuality, Nakuru County government has now recommended masking up anytime you are at the hospital after sampling 17 suspected cases. Kenya has now been added to the list of African nations witnessing a rapid spread of monkeypox. In light of this development, Governor Muthomi Njoki, the chairperson of the Health Committee in the Council of Governors, has convened an urgent meeting. The meeting aims to strategize on how counties can effectively manage the surge in monkeypox cases across the country.
We will have a meeting next week to brief all the governors on the situation and what we need to do.
Ruga Evil, TV47.
And leaders within the Azimio la Umoja coalition remain divided over whether Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka should be the official opposition leader in the Azimio camp. This internal struggle has then intensified following President Ruto's decision to involve some Azimio leaders in working with the Kenya Kwanza government. And as Paul Kirobi now reports, while Kalonzo insists that ODM is still part of the Azimio coalition, DAP Kenya leader, that is Eugene Wamalwa, then suggests that if ODM has reservations, they should first nominate their own leader for the position.
Friday afternoon in the coastal region of Mombasa County, which played host to Azimio coalition leaders, opposition politics dominated the events as some leaders from the coalition's constituent parties pushed for the endorsement of Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka to be the official opposition leader. However, the decision did not resonate with some leaders who now insist that Kalonzo Musyoka should reach an agreement with Raila Odinga on the matter. Mombasa Governor Abdul Somad has made it clear that he is aware of an upcoming Azimio Council meeting to reaffirm ODM's position as a party.
I am aware that you are in constant communication with Raila Amolo Odinga. I am aware ya kuwa mumepanga kikao cha Azimio Council kilegea kutoka safari. I am aware katika agenda itakaweza kuzungumzwa. I want to affirm our position, Your Excellency. That as far as ODM as a party, we are firmly in Azimio.
While defending Kalonzo's bid, DAPK party leader Eugene Wamalwa stated that Kalonzo has long supported Raila Odinga's presidential campaigns and now it is time for Raila to return the favor.
Lakini vile vile kama kuna any other issue kwa ndugu zetu wa ODM, labda if they have an alternative leader, let them place that name forward. Sisi tuwasema ndugu yetu Kalonzo amesimama na baba mara tatu sasa.
Wajua kwamba wengi wao tayari vyama tanzo. Andi isilete hali ya kutoelewana for nothing.
Jubilee Secretary General Jeremiah Kioni, whose party is also an affiliate of the Azimio coalition, is advocating for Kalonzo Musyoka to become the official opposition leader. However, it appears the ODM party remains divided on whether Kalonzo should be granted the position.
Either uko na Zakayo, mwende pamoja mkauze Kenya bali mnataka kwenda, ama uko na Kalonzo kuokoa Kenya.
This now sets the stage to determine whether ODM will withdraw from the opposition or not. However, the decision will only be made once the Azimio principals meet to discuss the way forward. Kalonzo Musyoka and his team arrived in Mombasa to offer condolences to the bereaved family of Mombasa Cement Limited CEO, Hasmukh Patel, who passed away on Thursday. Paul Kirobi, TV47.
And now, Attorney General Dorcas Agig Odwor has affirmed her commitment to defending key government officials at the East African Court of Justice in Arusha, Tanzania, following a petition holding them accountable, that is for human rights violations during the Gen Z-led protests. The AG made this statement during an open day at Sharia House, an event she described as a reintroduction of her office to the Kenyan public, as Sheila Chelangat details.
A week ago, a pressure group by the name Bunge la Mwananchi filed a petition at the East Africa Court of Justice in Arusha, Tanzania, over the alleged crimes against humanity during the 2-month-long protest witnessed across the country. And now Attorney General Dorcas Agig Odwor has broken her silence over the matter.
Today is a Saturday, yes, and I'm yet to check on my desk, but whatever is required of me, as the Attorney General of Kenya, I will do it. And whatever I do, just be assured that it will be in the public interest.
The petitioner has sought the court to hold President William Ruto, his deputy Rigathi Gachagua, Interior CS Kithure Kindiki, and former Inspector General of Police Japhet Koome responsible for the excesses during the protests.
The Attorney General will do what the Attorney General is required to do under the Constitution, and will make sure that whatever the Attorney General does is in the public interest.
Bunge la Mwananchi in the petition urged the court to direct the Attorney General Dorcas Oduor to conduct thorough investigations into the human rights violations during the protest. AG Dorcas was speaking at an open day at Sheria House, which she said was organized to reintroduce her office to the people, promising to have her office always offer advice to the executive on time.
The AG is actually required to work for the people. The law is supposed to work for the people, not people for the law.
She has also acknowledged the issue of backlog of cases in her office, attributing them to systemic issues.
Cases which are not viable through the system, we will have other ways of dealing with them, especially ADR, so that we don't spend a lot of money solving them. But one of the ways is to have a strategic litigation department that will serve the whole country and serve all the departments.
She has pledged to focus on ensuring the judiciary works harmoniously with the executive arm of government, all this with an aim to improve service delivery in her office. Sheila Chelangat for TV47.
Thank you, Sheila, for that. Now, President William Ruto has successfully concluded his 4-day tour of the Nyanza region, where he launched multi-million projects amid a change of political fortunes, thanks to his unity deal with opposition leader Raila Odinga. And as Apollo Kamau now reports, the president's flurry of promises is likely to be put to test.
President William Ruto and his deputy Rigathi Gachagua's euphoric reception in Kondele, Kisumu County was the icing on the cake after a successful 4-day tour of the Nyanza region, characterized by a rousing welcome in the 4 counties of Luo Nyanza.
Kisumu hamjambo.
President Ruto turning the page on his dalliance with Luo Nyanza, whose residents were previously hostile, especially in Kondele, where his motorcade was torn by irate youth in November 2021.
Kwanza mimi niko na kesi kubwa na nyinyi watu wa Kondele hapa. Haki ya Mungu, nyinyi mmenitesa sana. Nyinyi watu wa Kondele nyinyi. Sikizeni. Mukiendelea kunitesa, nitawashtaki kwa baba. Na mukizidi, nitawashtaki kwa Mungu.
Rais wa 4 Uhuru Kenyatta alikuwa ametuambia baba ni mtu mzuri. Tukabishana na yeye. Huyu rais wetu amekuja amesema baba ni mtu mzuri. Sasa marais wawili wakisema baba ni mzuri, mimi naweza kupinga? Naweza kupinga? Hata mimi nasema baba ako sawa.
The Nyanza visit was not just meant for launching development projects, but consolidating political support, with Ruto seeking the region's permission, not just in Kondele, but also in Homa Bay, Migori, and Siaya, to work with Odinga and possibly form an alliance with ODM in 2027.
Kondele ndiyo headquarters ya siasa ya Kenya nzima. Naomba kwamba uwapatie hawa vijana sehemu ambao wanaweza kufanyia kazi hapa sehemu ya Kondele.
Na kwa mara ya kwanza katika historia ya Kenya, jamii ya Wajaluo hapa wameingia wakakaa kwa kiti ya National Treasury. Haijawahi fanyika.
Amid a flurry of promises to the region, which will be put to test in coming weeks and months, President Ruto announced a 3.5 billion shillings Lake Victoria safety project to protect fishermen and the commissioning of the ultra-modern Nyabondo Trauma Center that will offer ICU and HDU services to the region. The president heads to China on Sunday to sign a 40 billion shillings loan for road projects. Apul Kamau, TV47.
Politics will always be politics. Now, Mount Kenya University founder Professor Simon Gisharu has highlighted the role of the universities in promoting scientific research and publications, saying that Mount Kenya University is willing to work closely with the Kenya Medical Association to enhance scientific research. This, as Elizabeth Atieno details.
They say research is formalized curiosity. It is poking and prying with a purpose. As such, a group of professors and medical practitioners pitched tent during the East African Medical Journal workshop with the sole purpose of brainstorming how best we can enhance scientific research in the country, and most importantly, to engage the younger generation from institutions of higher learning to take part in scientific research and publications.
In fact, less than 1% of the biomedical publications are from sub-Saharan Africa. The fact that we have an East African medical journal running for 100 years is good credit. It's one of the most important journals in this continent.
In a bid to engage the universities in enhancing scientific research, Mount Kenya University founder Professor Simon Gisharu, who was also present at the forum, has echoed the crucial role played by institutions of higher learning in promoting scientific research and publications, further expressing his interest in working closely with the Kenya Medical Association to enhance scientific research.
And I would say, together with some Japanese universities and MKU, we were able to get a grant of about 435 million that has gone, that is going. It is an ongoing project in these areas of research in malaria and other areas.
However, some of the key challenges in scientific research and publications in Kenya is on inadequate funding, few qualified researchers, and poor infrastructure.
So it is a tall order to compel the government, if it's unable to meet the other obligations, to ask it to provide the minimum 1% that is anticipated.
And because Kenya government doesn't follow policy that 5 years to retirement you hire so that somebody is mentored, we are actually depleting our medical schools, and it is a security risk for this nation.
At this point, by the way, even producing the journals was becoming a problem. And Professor Mwanda will remember there's a time when he had a backlog of almost 2 years.
Scientific research is said to be one of the most exciting and rewarding of occupations. Hence, a call has been made to the universities and the government to invest heavily in this field.
In case of Mount Kenya University, what we have done is that we have created a Vice Chancellor's Research and Innovation Grant with an annual allocation of that $1 million with a projected annual increment of 10 million shillings.
The health stakeholders have reiterated the need for enhanced scientific research, which will be instrumental in curbing the spread of diseases and fight pandemics and epidemics should they arise, as was witnessed during COVID-19 and the current Mpox outbreak, with Kenya having confirmed 4 cases. Elizabeth Atieno, TV47, Nairobi.
Head of Public Service Felix Kus has stated that the secondary school teachers' strike organized by KUPPET is not constitutionally protected, and that he has urged all participating teachers to return to work immediately, as the government has fulfilled all the conditions outlined in the agreement signed between KUPPET and the government. Speaking in Nandi County, Kus said that the government has put measures in place to ensure that learning continues in all schools across the country, especially during this crucial time when candidates are expected to sit for national exams.
There is a court order that I've told the officials of KUPPET to stay the strike, go back to class, and sort out the outstanding issues. As a matter of fact, the CBA that we are talking about were fulfilled, and the government has confirmed. And I can say here very clearly that we are going to continue adhering to the CBA. We have paid them the money, we have paid them the arrears of July, And we are moving forward to ensure that we consolidate whatever we have to ensure that the CBA is working. So the only thing that I want to urge, the only thing that I want to do is to urge the teachers, to urge the officials, to allow our children to continue being taught, to allow the children to continue being taught in class, and whatever issues that they think are not been fulfilled to their satisfaction, and perhaps they are outside CBA, TSE, Ministry of Education is ready to sit down with them and sort it out. But the issue is CBA has been implemented, and whatever outstanding, like the GSS teachers, the roadmap is very clear, the money has been set aside, and it has been agreed that it will be fulfilled. So I don't see any issue, and I don't want to comment further than that because it is sub judice, it's in court. And I want to urge all of us to let our brothers and sisters who are in teaching, profession, to listen to the voice of reason and go back to class.
New data by the Central Bank of Kenya for the month of July has revealed that the Kenyan banks with the cheapest and most expensive loans. The CBK ranking report shows that Premier Bank Kenya Limited has the cheapest lending rate on loans at 9%, while Middle East Bank offers the most expensive loans with a lending rate of 20%. Here's more.
The latest Central Bank of Kenya survey on lending rates for overdrafts, personal and corporate loans by commercial bank is heavily dominated by small lenders, among them Kingdom Bank, with only Tier 1 Bank, Cooperative Bank representing Kenya's large banks with the cheapest overall lending rates on loans in the top 10 category. According to the latest ranking, Premier Bank Limited leads commercial banks with the cheapest lending rates at 9% overall, Access Bank at 11.37%, Diamond Trust Bank at 12.39%, Consolidated Bank of Kenya at 13.39%, Kingdom Bank at 14.02%, Guardian Bank Kenya Limited at 14.67%, Ecobank Limited at 14.67%, Bank of India at 14.94%, Cooperative Bank of Kenya at 15.18%, and Paramount Bank at 15.35%. Cooperative Bank, which has been hesitant to revise its interest rates upwards despite the government paying 18% upwards on treasury bills, is ranked number 9 out of 38 banks at 15.18%. According to the survey, Middle East Bank Limited is listed as the most expensive, offering loans at an annual interest of 20.96%. Absa Bank is listed as number 34 as the most expensive Tier 1 bank, offering an overall rate of 19.82%.
Sports news brought to you by Maybet. Bet bila stake. Predict the outcome of 8 pre-selected games and win up to 100,000 shillings. Only at maybet.com.
Regates sporty, the Kenya national soccer team Harambe Stars entered day 2 of the residential training as they continue their preparations for the upcoming 2024 African Cup of Nations or Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers. Kenya will officially kickstart their campaign when they lock horns with Zimbabwe on Tuesday evening at the Mandela National Stadium in Uganda. The engine of Firat-led charges will then travel to South Africa for a date with Namibia at the Orlando Stadium on September 10th. The Harambe Stars were drawn in Group J alongside Zimbabwe, Namibia and the indomitable Lions of Cameroon.